So something a bit different for today. Good morning. It's a lovely sunny spring morning. One question I often get is about the wheels on 1 tons. So I thought I'd run through just a couple of details. Generally there's 2 types of rims that will be associated with the vehicle. 569204s and 569203s. So I've got examples of each here. This is a 203 rim, this is a 204, and the vehicle itself has 203s. But a lot of people like, well, what are the differences? Where do they vary? So it's going to be a little bit rivet countery. I make no apology for that, but basically they're constructed in the same way. The outer piece and the inner piece are the same components, but just the way they're assembled is different. So if I bring it up to the camera, you've got rivets here in this well, and on the series rims you can see how the well is offset towards the back of the wheel. On the 130, the ANR, I think it was 1534, whatever the part number is, that well is more centred, so they're physically a bit different. But on these, the outer is exactly the same. You're at the well, and on these 203s you can just about see here the rivets are towards the back. If we look at the back of the rim, you've got an overhang here. I'm not sure how well this will show up, but there's an overhang which is not on the 204s. I'll show you on the 204. This one is stamped 569203. You've got a stamping here to give the part number. But even that you can't guarantee it, because on this rim here it was stamped 569203, over stamped with a 4 over the 3, and then there's another fainter stamping which is 569204. You also get them with these X'd out. Some are stamped 203 and they were left at that, which is an error. You cannot just go on the part numbers, you do have to look at the physical wheel. If I come bring this one up, here's how bloody heavy. There's no overhang. This is actually a good, I'd say 15mm difference in terms of the way it's built. There's either a step here on the 204 type which isn't on the 203. I'll try and get some comparison photos to put up. But yeah, that is basically where they differ. The physical parts are actually basically the same, and it's on the back that you spot the difference. Now, I imagine a lot of people go, what are they worth and all this. What? I hate giving valuations. I get people all the time, you know, how much will I need to spend for a 1 ton? What's my 1 ton worth? What are my rims worth? I really don't want to go down that road. They're worth what they're worth. They're worth what someone's going to pay for them. Are these going to come cheap? Generally no. I hear of people saying, yeah, and I bought a set of them for 50 quid. Good luck to them if they did. Generally speaking, you're not going to get them for that. You know, people know what they are. But bargains can be had, as with anything in life. But generally, yeah, they're not going to come cheap. They are very desirable. Everybody wants them to put on their whatever, their Series 1, their Series 3, 88, whatever it is. They're very desirable because of that, you know, they've got that nice deep dish to them and they look kind of macho and cool. And of course they will run smaller tyres, which is quite advantageous. One thing I can't understand is people wanting to put 916s in a standard Land-Rover. They're not good tyres. You know, they're very expensive, they wear out pretty quickly. Most of them are going to be pretty old now. Generally they're cross plies. I think people are just doing it for the look, to be honest, but they're gonna they're going to hammer your fuel economy, among other things. They're heavy, they're big, they just get in the way, so personally I wouldn't bother. I mean, I only have the, obviously, because it was, you know, it was built on 916, so so it has them. One point of note with the 203s, there are actually two different offsets. These are the sort of lesser offset ones. So the overhang there is maybe 3mm, something like that. I mean, this here, they're not, this isn't even on square. I don't know how obvious this will be, but here there's very little overhang. It's more or less flush, and then you've got overhang on the others, so it's not even constructed squarely. Good old British engineering, but you know, does the job. But on some, there's a noticeable overhang there, and they've really brought this centre section out as far as they can, so they're even, it's even more pushed in, which were very rare. You know, not really common to see that. Another thing in terms of the naming, you forget, you know, you get people say 1 ton rims, 4 control rims, 2B rims. There's not really such a thing. The 204s were generally fitted to 1 tons, but they were also fairly common on things like fire tenders. They often got them on stage 1 V8s. They were on the late Series 3 high cap pickups, I think, had them. So they're not that unusual, you know, they're not that rare. They're the more common type. You're more likely to see a set of a set of 204s than anything else. The 203s definitely were factory fitted to 1 tons. There's vehicles out there that were never owned by enthusiasts. They were, say, a breakdown truck on a garage. That, using garages, there's one vehicle in particular I'm thinking of, which is the Ken Ledbetter breakdown truck, which was used for many years, run on an absolute shoestring. A literal barn find, and that was on a set of 203s. And there's a few others like that as well, where, as far as we can tell from day one, they were on the 203 rims, so they weren't exclusive to the 2B. I think generally the 2Bs did have 203s, but there was a lot of overlap on the 1 tons, particularly on 2As. It seems that the later Series 3s did generally have the 204s. I would imagine by then also the 2B had gone out of production. But yeah, just a quick sort of overview. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure a lot of people wanted me to say, yeah, they're worth this and that. All I can say is you've got a lot of people out there wanting a lot of money for them. But certainly you see on eBay and on other sales sites, the same sets coming up again and again against people. I don't think they're quite willing to go to that degree. Generally, patience will pay off, and you'll get a set for a reasonable amount. You know, that they certainly are out there for fairly reasonable money. I mean, there was a time the 130 type rim, the A&R rim, they were very plentiful and very cheap, but people try and pass them off as 1 ton rims. They're not. They're slightly lesser offset. They're still a deep dish rim. They're still very handy. You can fit 235, 85 tyres to them and things like that. They're also, I believe, available tubeless. These aren't. These are all tube rims, so you'll need an inner tube with them, which kind of precludes the use of a lot of modern tyres. But for a series vehicle, yeah, you're probably going to be running tubes anyway. So yeah, that's it really for these. I'll do a little bit of an update on the truck which I'll add in. Oh, the other thing I wanted to mention, I noticed today 275 subscribers. Absolutely over the moon about that, really happy. Thanks ever so much for that. That's been kind of an additional 75 subscribers since sort of the end of last year, so really pleased. I don't know if that's just the algorithm promoting the videos or quite what's going on, but very happy about that. It's very encouraging. Leave a comment, leave a like, subscribe, you know, that whole shebang. But yeah, really appreciate that. Thanks ever so much. You might remember in one of my other videos I was driving along, sort of looking funny at the dashboard, and the reason was my wipers were playing up. The driver's side had stopped working completely. Passenger side was only clearing about a quarter of the screen, something like that. So I've had all that done. New spindle on the driver's side, and the end piece on the passenger side. So now they work as they would have done when they were new, which is what we want. Other than that, just been tweaking the running, fueling, timing. It's running better than it was. I think there's still a little bit of work to do, but getting there. And I'm just sort of pottering around enjoying the sunshine really. But yeah, not masses to report, but there we go. Thanks again for the 275 subscribers. If you're watching this and you like it, drop it a like, subscribe, leave a comment, and enjoy, and I'll see you in the next one.